Hey, welcome in, everyone. Breaking down on Dom Time tonight what the Supreme Court decided just days ago in two big cases, doing it simultaneously, and particularly Justice Kennedy, Justice Scalia went after him. It was a long, long debate in the Supreme Court because of his language, that we're in a new day now, and if you oppose this, bigotry may be at the heart of it. Greg Quinlan back with us to talk about this, and Jay Lassiter tonight. And to talk about this, I'm particularly interested in what you guys think. Greg, first, in New Jersey, what impact is it here? Do you think the polls are right, that if this were on the ballot in November, I think we'd have same-sex marriage in New Jersey?
I hope not, but I'd like to see that happen. We've been on the wanting this on the ballot for a long time. That's what we've said for the 5.5 years that I've been here. We've been wanting this to be put on the ballot, just as the governor said. I think this is a time to let the people decide. This is a time for them to weigh in on what they want to see happen, and let's let the voters decide.
Jay, what do you think would happen?
I agree with Greg.
All right, stop the show. That's it. All right, we strike the set here.
Here's the deal. For decades, Republicans and conservatives have kind of dined out and feasted really hard during election
2004 election, particularly on gay marriage.
That seems to have been the high water mark for kind of anti-gay, let's drive our base to the polls. That doesn't really work for the Republican Party. But what has been revealed, ironically enough, as this debate has sort of moved forward and public opinion has shifted so dramatically over the last decade, it seems as though the Democrats aren't immune to using this issue as a political tool as well. For politicians, this is sort of, an election year nuisance. Maybe it's, a campaign issue. Maybe it's a wedge issue, but they have some kind of a political.
Well, I think myself, it's a revealing issue. A politician that can enunciate this on either side and use language and their long record to show that they're principled on this, whatever side they come down. I can distinguish those people, I think, versus those who are not. And I think Christie has been relatively consistent on this.
He's been even when he was campaigning for governor the first time, he's been consistent on this. But I got to say something, and I appreciate that Jay and I can agree on the same thing for the different reasons, but we at least agree on it. But the point here is that we're not anti-gay. We're pro-traditional marriage. We're pro-natural marriage. That's what we are. That doesn't make us bigots toward people who have a gay identity.
All right, let's take some callers for you guys. Let's go to Benowin in Pottstown. Hey, Benowin, thanks for being first in tonight with Jay and Greg Quinlan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go right ahead.
I think that same-sex marriages should be legal throughout the United States. I don't think that it should matter on, what's your race, sex, or any of that is. My mother is a lesbian, and she lived in a place where it wasn't legal. And when she moved to Pennsylvania, she wasn't able to be with her partner the way, a man and a woman would. And I think that was kind of wrong for them to tell her who she could love.
Greg?
Well, who's telling her about who she can love? We're talking about recognizing the relationship in a legal stance. No one's saying that you can't love someone of the same sex. That's just speciously wrong. It's just wrong.
Thank you, Benowin. Now, I detected Benowin's pretty young. She mentioned her mom and all this. So let's talk about the practicalities of this, and particularly guys like Jay, I think, is a really good representative versus some other people I've seen, that over the course of time, how do you deal with a younger generation? I don't know if as they get older, but to them, this is no biggie. They've grown up with this idea that they don't see as previous generations have grown up, either through hatred or through logic, whichever one how do you win them over to say, this is a biggie? Because I'm telling you, her call and the calls like that, this phraseology with who you love, etc., it's not so much even politics or anything. It's like, whatever. Why would you be so concerned about this?
Well, it's beyond a whatever, though, too. It is bigger than a whatever, because what we have here is an education issue, and that's probably where the people on my side, the proponents...
See, I disagree. I think it's a generational thing, though. I hear what you're saying.
But
you know what I mean? This is the first generation that has this attitude about a lot of things, that it's no biggie.
Laissez-faire.
It's not so much your point of view is winning, as much as they don't care. They don't about anything, and that this would become one of those things. I don't know if that's good, but that's what it is.
I'm curious what Greg means when he says that this is an education issue. I mean, maybe he's suggesting that, Americans under 30 are ignorant on this issue, but the truth is I don't envy my opponent's position on this at all, because not only are they fighting public opinion, they're fighting demographics, but they're fighting a wave of momentum that's unprecedented in light of these Supreme Court rulings.
All right, let's go to another caller. Lisa, you're next on Dom Time. Thanks for joining us tonight, Lisa. Go right ahead.
Hi, I live in southern New Jersey.
Okay.
I believe it's very family-oriented communities down here. But really, the whole thing is that the whole country just falls down to the minority anymore with these immoral views. It's okay that someone has a personal issue or gayness or whatever. I have gay friends. I love them. But I don't think that gay marriage should be legal. It breaks down the whole society. It's immoral. The country is just going in a whole other direction. Everybody is just out of their minds. The economy, the gay rights. I'm not against anybody in particular. I'm just saying that the morals of this country have they've just declined so that everybody is out of control.
All right, thanks, Lisa.
And now
Thank
we're
you.
going to have.
Thanks, Lisa, very much. I'd put it to you, Jay, back-to-back callers. If this were a laboratory, I couldn't do it better. A little bit older, and this linkage of all these things as something to change that is either too rapid or is negative versus the whatever generation. What would you say to a woman like Lisa, who I took that as of goodwill, don't take it as someone who's a hater, but sees this as just another sign of this overwhelming change that's negative?
This is what I heard. A very pleasant tone, but her words were immoral, and she equated my rights and my advocacy for my rights and for my people's rights with the decline of civilization and civilization being out of control. Now, I appreciate her tone, but I also noticed that she took great pains before her words indicted her as someone who truly has a problem with gay people, is saying, I have no problem with gay people, but here's my problem with gay people. So I think we can use Lisa's words against her. It's pretty cut and dried where she stands on this issue. And honestly, I would definitely anybody that's going to call me immoral and equate my 10-year committed relationship with my partner with the decline of civilization, that is bigotry.
All right, we'll get Greg's reaction coming up, I promise, here as Dom Time continues. You get in at 866-472-8868. Same-sex marriage, gay marriage in New Jersey. That next on Dom Time.